So enigmatic and charismatic, gotta live static, gotta get at it, never pragmatic, cause we live tragic. I can't live average, to be alive's magic. Turn it up in the back cause I'm grabbing everything I want, get in my way and I'm stabbing. I'll be moving crowds till I'm 6 feet napping. They need another fix, hooked on like an addict. I got my eyes on the prize and it's changing lives. I wanna live till I die, make a difference, right? I wanna give those in need a reason to fight. I wanna live every day like it's my last night. I wanna change how we play the game, rearrange all the pieces till they say my name, push an agenda against doing what they say. I wanna stand up and start a revolution. I wanna 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 start a revolution. I'm on top now while me kissing babies. Call me out president, boss tool, hate me. I'ma trust my gut, you don't faze me. I'ma get my blood, don't save me. Damn it, step up.
What is up, everybody? On this Sunday evening, January 23rd, what a game. The Bills and the Chiefs, Josh Allen, Patty Mahomes, gunslinging. What a game. That is by far what sets American football above the rest. When it comes to competition, when it comes to excitement, American football, and I have to say American football because we do have international followers. They follow, they listen, they are engaged. They want to know what's going on in America. And where else better to hear what's going on in America than the angry American? Now, I wanted to record this last night, but everybody in my circle does not understand why I continue to do this. They don't get it. Oh, it's only 1,000 or so people that really follow you. Okay. Okay. It's 1,000 people that listen to your podcast that's engaged. Okay. If you take the percentage on the 700,000 followers, look, you can't do it that way. And if I can help one American, if I can open the eyes of one American, then I've done my job. But they don't understand. They all pull me in different directions, and I really wanted to talk about this last night, but tonight we'll have to do. The topic is going to be the state of the world, with a focus on international issues. We have a big one brewing. We have a colossal issue. We are on the precipice of a global conflict. And I know it doesn't seem that way today. This Russia-Ukraine conflict is about to spill over, folks, in a major way. Sweden, Finland, there's going to be a bunch of nations that are forced to join NATO for protection. You're a fool if you think that they will stop at Ukraine. You're a fool. Joe Biden is trying to justify an incursion and an invasion. He's trying to justify whatever land they gobble up in this conflict. You don't think it's real? Well, guess what broke this morning? The U.S. Embassy in Ukraine scheduled to evacuate as early as Monday, folks. That is tomorrow. It's on. We know unequivocally 100% that Putin is going to invade Ukraine. He doesn't care about the little punk ass sanctions that are being threatened. He doesn't care. The rest of the world does not care. America is no longer the superpower that it has always seemed to be. Big problems. This could very well be a global conflict. You know what that usually means, right? When it's a global conflict, you drop that conflict and you replace it with war. And if it's the whole world, then you guessed it. I don't want to fearmonger. I don't want to throw out WW3. But this is a major thing. Now, this conflict, don't get it misconstrued. This is nothing new. It's been going on since 2014. As a matter of fact, since February of 2014. And I think they are waiting for the anniversary to come around for them to strike. This is colossal. This is huge. America's perception around the world is that we are weak, that we have so many problems within that we are ripe for the taking. Don't believe me? You better start asking your international people that you speak to via social media. You better start asking them, what is the perception of America abroad? Because I promise you it's nothing good. And the past 6 years, folks, we have fallen from grace. Fallen from grace. You know, watching that football game gave me a moment to just detach. The fact that everyone in my circle hates that I do this. The fact that everyone close to me thinks I'm painting a huge target on my back. They don't understand. They don't get why I do this when there's no reward for me. I have dished out tens of thousands of dollars over the duration of these last 2 years. I have put my heart and soul into this stuff. I have lost my business because of this stuff. I'm not going to stop. I'm just not. I don't care if people don't understand. As long as I can sleep at night, as long as I know I've done everything I possibly can for this country, I'm too old to fight. I'm too damn old to fight. As long as I know I've done everything I possibly can for this country, that is what matters to me. We got big issues. I mean, we really do. And I want to bring up some stuff here. I noticed something last night because, this evening, as I was looking for facts on the Ukraine-Russia conflict, CNN did not even show up until about an hour ago that this was a major story. Now, Biden has been briefed on options regarding American troops as this is coming to a head, folks. This is coming to a head. When you reach out to the embassy and you say, hey, get ready. Get ready to pack it up. Get your families together. Get your belongings together. Get ready to leave on a whim because you know there's about to be bloodshed. You know there's about to be a conflict. I was beside myself when I heard that the president of the United States, the leader of the free world, nonchalantly talked about Russia and Putin and what's going on. Oh, I'm sure he's going to invade. I'm sure of it. How about you stand up and do something about it? How about you do like every other leader has and lay the smackdown on Putin's ass? Because again, it always comes back to money, because money equates to power, and power is control. But instead, fumbling Joe can't find the right words. Boy, I'd love to be a fly on the wall between those two guys, those two leaders. Come on, man. You don't really want to invade. Come on. No, I do want to invade. I'll take it all. Here's the problem. Some people, young people probably, but some people will say, who cares? Who cares? Nobody gives a shit about Ukraine. Right? When you're a free nation and you're getting picked on by a large country of multiple nations, multiple states, and you're being pestered to be absorbed by the big country, and you have set your principles on freedom, democracy, this is a big deal because they won't stop at Ukraine. They just won't. When you give somebody something, what do they always want? More. They always want more. Now, I give credit where credit is due, and Putin is a savvy man. He is a savvy man. He's been able to keep control for a very long time. Now, you remember when the Soviet Union fell, we were hoping that some sort of democratic government would take hold. Putin is the Soviet Union. I don't care what anybody says. Putin is the Soviet Union. He is old school, and he's not playing games. And finally, he sees an opportunity to do whatever the hell he wants. Now, let's not forget the connection between the Ukraine and the Biden family. Don't you find it odd that the President of the United States is not sending a clear and decisive message to Vladimir Putin to step off? Don't you find it odd? Because I do. You don't think for 1 second, if there were misdealings in all of that and Biden doesn't step up to the plate and defend Ukraine, you don't think for 1 second that this shit isn't going to leak out? That is why the shift. That is why the change all of a sudden. Biden's cabinet told him, hey, we're going to manage this from afar. So that's what he said initially. Oh, come on, man. I think he's going to invade. If I was a betting man, I would say, yeah, he's going to invade. Then the Ukraine said, hey, give me the President of the United States. Get him on the line. Don't forget, Mr. Biden, that we had a lot of shit going on. Don't forget. Need your help. This conflict is about more than the surface. I keep telling everybody it's about more than the surface. Every issue is about more than the surface. So why do we want to focus on the surface shit? What is the deal with all of us just focusing on the surface? Taking verbatim what they force feed down our throats as the truth. Now, we're about to see the Donald Trump effect, because you know his feelings on NATO. He held their feet to the fire. Here's how I foresee this playing out. I think America now is going to have to take a very strong stance. We might even put troops on the ground as a deterrent. You don't want to fire at American troops. Your issue is with the Ukraine, but we are here. We are giving them $200 million worth of anti-aircraft and anti-tank artillery. Now we have troops on the ground. It's just going to take one incident, one rogue soldier who, it could go either way. One rogue soldier who just wants bloodshed, or one very nervous soldier who makes an accidental mistake. One action, and it will set in motion something that will be talked about for the rest of human history. It's odd that we find ourselves with a conflict. I told you. COVID was not the issue. It was always about money and control. Now you have a country who is trying to seize on opportunity. Our president, let me back up. Our government is weak. They are weak. There is such an internal struggle for power that the rest of the world is now jockeying for position. We are so focused internally, we are tearing apart our citizens internally. We are dividing this country internally, that the rest of these nations are chomping at the bit. They're licking their chops. They're ready to go. Let's talk about adversaries. Who do you think our adversaries are? You know North Korea has to be put in the mix, even though they're like a mosquito on your ass, right? Right? Just biting you. You're like, what the hell? And you're trying to swat at it. Russia is undoubtedly an adversary. But they're not the biggest one. China is Darth Vader. China is the dark side. And as soon as we get in this game, you don't think that they're going to back their comrades? You don't think? This could go colossally bad really quick. I don't want to think about what's going on outside of our government and our nation, because it's a lot. Dozens of Chinese warplanes flew near Taiwan after a U.S.-Japan naval show as a sign of might. You got Russia ready to go to war with Ukraine. You got China been that pesky side note for how many years when it comes to Taiwan. Jeez. Taiwan. Yo, that's my name. Taiwan. To want to have peace in the world. So much going on. And everybody was focused on COVID. And everybody was focused on vaccines and masks and mandates. Nobody was paying attention to the international side of this. They used Australia as a playground, a sandbox, to see how far they could push the citizens. We're in trouble. We're in trouble in the worst way. And to think that all of this has been preset. All of it. Remember when I told you that it's okay that Biden's mandates were killed by the Supreme Court? Remember when I said that? Because they plug this into a quantum computer and it spits out all these different scenarios. So if a door closes on them, they have 5,000 more doors to open. This is going to hit quick. It truly is. And I hope I'm wrong, but you guys have been, you've been here long enough to know that when I say shit, it is the deal. What happens if a shot is fired and we have soldiers on the ground in Ukraine? What happens? Or follow me here. Follow me here. What if our two biggest adversaries are working an angle? Each of them are working an angle to sucker us in to a conflict of nations. Both of these conflicts have been going on for some time, multiple years. But why all of a sudden is it the news? We just went from COVID being the news story in every news cycle for 2 years to this being the deal. And make no mistake, it is the deal. What does it mean? And I was asked this by someone in my circle. Somebody who is very anti what I do. They're very anti. You've lost your company. You've had nothing but negative come out of this. They asked me a question. How does this affect us here? And I think it was more along the lines of, why the hell do you care? How is it going to affect you here? Well, first off, I am a military father. I had a talk with my son this evening. You know, he is in 91 Bravo. He told me, Dad, don't worry. I'll be like one of the last to go. Don't worry. I said, son, we're talking about a conflict of nations. I don't ever want to use World War III. I don't want to use that. I don't want it to go there. I would think that men could sit down, men and women could sit down and talk this out through diplomacy for what's best for the people. But we're not talking about individuals that give a shit about the people, man. We're just not. They don't give a damn. If you think for 1 second that they do, you better take a long, hard look at what has transpired over the last few years to the people of each nation. I'm specifically focused on mine because this is where I reside and this is what affects me, but of each nation. People's rights have been infringed upon. People have lost their jobs because they didn't want to be part of something medically. No, I don't want to do that. You're fired. We can't keep you on. If you don't want to do that, then we can't keep you on. Now, it was all for nothing. In other nations, people have been on house arrest. People have been staying at hotels deemed, what is the word they use for those hotels? The quarantine camps against their will. Did you ever think that you would see this in your lifetime? Did you ever think? Did you ever think that we would go down this road in your lifetime? Maybe our kids' lifetime. Hopefully not. Maybe our grandchildren's lifetime, more than likely. But no, here we are. In our lifetime. Our lifetime. Our leaders are not leaders. And corporations have become the mighty giant. And money rules all. But this isn't news to anyone. You've known this for some time. You had to have. Let's see what this says here. They say they doubled down on a warning to Putin. So I just kind of want to, because this is the hypocrisy of the people in Washington. The Secretary of State, because you saw Biden, you saw the president and how he approached this. He said, "Well, it's if I was to guess, I'd say he is going to invade." That's verbatim. So, the Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, amplified his warning against a Russian invasion of Ukraine, saying a single additional Russian force entering the Ukraine in an aggressive way would result in a severe response from the U.S. and its allies. More sanctions. Now, I kind of wish that the previous administration wouldn't have had such a good relationship, or at least on the surface, with our adversary. Because just this alone is going to cause major division here. If the conflict spills over and America is brought into it, they will blame this administration. And they will point at the previous administration to draw the comparison, thus dividing us more. Now, I just gave you a nugget. I gave you a seed. Please plant it, water it, and let it grow. You still believe this isn't by design? You still believe this all is not connected? You still don't think it's only about money? I kept hearing a catchphrase last year. And, you know, some influencers that I speak to outside of TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and all that kept saying, using this phrase, it is the biggest transfer of wealth in the history of mankind. Get yours. They were trying desperately to get you to open your eyes and seize opportunity because it was around you. It was abundant around you. I have a buddy that bought a pizza shop for $10,000. A functional business with customers for $10,000. That is unheard of. A week later, he turned around and sold it for $40,000. The opportunities were everywhere, and they were trying to get you to seize your opportunity. Because we all knew what was coming. The reset of all resets. The old system, the old way of business, of commerce, of money is over. But in order to usher in a new system, you must destroy the old. It must be destroyed. And you don't think for 1 second that this all hasn't been to bring this down? 2 years ago, I pointed to this time right now, for an economic crash. And I'll be damned if I wasn't dead on as you are starting to see it unfold. 8 months ago, I started screaming as loud as I could that the shortages were going to shake the hell out of the American people. And here we are. I get messages every day. Oh my God. I went to the grocery store. I didn't see that there wasn't a lot of stuff. What am I going to do? What am I going to eat? How am I going to feed my family? Now for people like me, I'm good. I got a surplus. I'm good. Even if it's beans and rice, I'm good with some pepperonis in it, some tomato sauce. You can eat that shit for multiple days. I've been saying this stuff for so many months, and nobody wanted to listen. I have people in my DMs that were trolls in my lives that I had to block at one time. Now, granted, I'm on my 9th account, but they are saying, dude, I'm sorry I doubted you. I'm not trying to be funny. I hope you forgive me. I just want to know what I need to do to protect my family. Because I can't deny that you have been overwhelmingly right. I can't deny it. Time after time after time. You've been right. And now I'm worried. My family's worried. I'm going to the store. I don't see shit. All I'm hearing about is this looming financial collapse. And I'm starting to see this conflict that you were talking about months ago. And now it's starting to take shape. And I'm worried. Because you should be. This is our country. I know it's a shadow of what it once was. There was a time when you were proud to be an American. There was a time where every day you stood up at the beginning of school and said, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. One nation, you know the rest. People come in my lives on TikTok and they say, nice pride hat. Nice pride background. They're talking about the American flag. They're making jokes about it. I just watched a video where a serviceman in uniform was trying to eat at Subway and the lady would not serve him. And the lady was jumping down his throat. And the lady was calling him all kinds of shit that he probably wasn't. This is a different time, and the variables have changed so much than before. We had a Cold War before with Russia. I'm sorry, the Soviet Union. And we were on the brink of annihilation. They won't drop bombs on the Ukraine because they want the resource there. They want the land. They're not going to make it a Chernobyl-like landscape. But what do you think they're going to do to anybody that gets in the way? What do you think they're going to do? And I don't care what anyone says. And I'm not being a conspiracy theorist. I'm just thinking logically. What I saw in that volcano, you can't tell me for 1 second that that was a damn cork. Now, I have an insider who at one time had a very high government clearance. After those videos started to come out, he sent me 3 words. That's it. He doesn't need to go in detail. He just needs to plant that seed. Rods of God. So I started the research. The rods of God. This non-nuclear weapon, a geo-weapon that can spark disruption from a geological standpoint. So I started to consume whatever I could, whatever footage was out there of this event. And I'll be damned if I haven't logically developed my own hypothesis on what happened. You don't think that North Korea has that capability? I picture these leaders of the 3 adversaries hanging out on Zoom call, coming up with a plan. They serve a bigger entity, just like our government serves a bigger entity. And that entity wants control of everything. Now, people have put all these phrases and labels on this stuff. NWO, New World Order, they've done all this. Okay? They've done all that. But it's been labeled conspiracy. So if you address it in that manner, nobody takes it serious. But I'm telling you, the government doesn't run the United States. Entities like Big Pharma run the United States. The big corporations run the United States. They get people that they can count on elected, and they push their agenda, and we argue over labels. Well, we're all argued out. People have all but given up, or people are angry to the point to where they are ready to do whatever is necessary to protect their family and their nation. That's what you have today. You don't have people that are moderately interested. You don't have people that are doing the do-si-do and have the right foot in and the left foot out. You don't have that. You have grouped at either end of the spectrum the people. And it's not just here. It is abroad. Look around the world. Canada, Australia, England. People have either had enough or just don't care. I have heard stories from individuals that lived under communist rule, that have went through genocides, that grew up in war-torn areas of the world. That stuff hits so hard to me because there's no way that I could wake up and go on about my day being told what the hell to do, what the hell to say, what I do for a living, where I go, when I am allowed to go, what I'm allowed to have. Are you ready for that kind of world? You got to ask yourself, are you ready for that kind of life? People want to start focusing on these midterm elections. It's not going to do any good. I'm sorry, it's not. Just like they're trying to usher in this global reset of the financial system, because again, it's all about money, because money is power and power is control. We need a reset with our government. We do. And I don't mean going in and causing conflict, more division, more bloodshed. No. We need average people to stand the hell up and build a platform and run for office and try to change it from within. Because at some point, if you exhaust all your opportunities, every recourse, you have nothing left but to lay it down, then that's when you lay it down. You don't jump right in the fire. You have your back to the wall. That's when you lay it down. It sends chills through my spine seeing some of the things that are being put out. A call to arms. Americans, it's time to fight. It's time to stand up. Really? Is that what you want? I always ask those people, because I do converse with some of the people that are trying to push that. Are you ready to hurt your brother or sister? You ready to fight in the streets of your neighborhood? Are you ready to see your town, your city in chaos? Now, there are some people that are just beyond the angry American. They are bitter and they are ready to go. But you have that in every facet of the world. You got to change what you can change in your little circle. And as your circle touches someone else's circle and that grows, we start to make a difference. And it doesn't have to be with action. Just your words are enough to make a difference. Hello? Go look at that last video and all the comments and the people saying, thank you, you've opened my eyes, thank you. Hundreds of comments of people saying, look, man, I'm sorry this happened to you, but I owe it to you because you've opened my eyes. I'm prepared. I didn't have to rush out to the grocery store, and everyone in my community is saying, oh my God, can't find chicken, can't find much dairy, can't find this, can't find that, and I'm good over here. Just our words can be enough. But we all got to come together, because I promise you this, and I'm sorry I digress and I didn't really break this stuff down, but trust and believe, we're going to have a show about Russia and Ukraine. We're going to have a show about China and Taiwan. We're going to break them down, the facts that you need to know. I can't help but feel the way I feel today. I just can't. Because I'm seeing it unfold and nobody is talking about it. None of these, quote, news outlets are talking about it. They're not giving you the truth. They're not. I'm just reading this section. Anthony Blinken on Sunday also defended the administration's unwillingness to impose sanctions against Russia preemptively. Despite the Ukrainian president, not even going to try to say his name, urging the U.S. and its allies to penalize Moscow now for its massive troop buildup along the border. No, he's not going to. Because this is the way it's been scripted. Mark my words. This conflict, I got the JB syndrome, What was it he said about global healthcare? He said, yeah, and Brock and I think shabagla. Oh, man. This conflict is going to happen. American soldiers will be on the ground under the guise of NATO, the Allied forces. And the potential is there for this to be a world conflict. That is what they want. You don't understand. One after another, after another, after another, after another. These last couple years have been just a total mind F of everyone. And just when the news cycle starts getting a little stale, just a little stale, they drop something bigger. They drop something more. And now, if you start to see, like, I look for keywords. I don't read all this gibberish about this shit. I look for keywords like met with a severe and united response. Because that is what incites. That is why that is in there. This is bad. And this is going to happen. And no sooner does this happen that China will take that step to Taiwan, and we will have two major global incidents going on at the same time. What does America do? Do you try to end this with diplomacy? Or will it take soldiers on the ground? And if that happens, what is the next step? Are you confident with the leaders of this nation right now, with two major global conflicts going on at the same damn time, to make the right choice for you and your family? Especially if your family are servicemen and women like mine. Are you confident in our leadership right now? Real shit, I want to know. I want you guys to comment. And don't do the let's go Brandon. I want serious comments in this. I want you to comment. Are you confident right now where we stand with the leadership we have in place right now? Are you confident that they're going to protect our servicemen and women? They're going to make the right choice. They just left billions of dollars worth of military equipment in Afghanistan. That'll be the next entry into this global conflict. Don't forget. And once that happens, if you don't believe me now, you better believe me when that happens. When you start to see that shit being used and that nation being a focal point, you better believe me then. Because there's no possible way that you just dip out and leave and arm the next generation with weapons that are going to be used at some point against the people that own them first. Man. I couldn't make this shit up if I tried. The best writers in Hollywood could not script something this freaking crazy. And to think that it's real life, to think that it's everyday life. Now, I wanted to give a shout out to some of you for being like the hardcore ones. And I didn't get a chance to the last podcast when I said I would. Death Wolf, thank you and your wife, Kelleton, for riding this entire time. Malx3, thank you for being a solid person this whole time. Like, seriously. The prop you up kind. Solid. Beach Life, you and me are homies. Don't you ever forget it. You have ridden with me from day one. And I'd be hard pressed to not, Becky, wherever you are, I know you're listening. You are my friend. Don't forget it. You are awesome. You are amazing. It's people like that that make this worth it. It's people like you, to my circle, wherever you are, that think I'm wasting my time, my money, my efforts. It's people like that that make this worth it. And I want to thank each and every one of you that listen, that comment, that come on the lives, that put effort into this as well. You are all freaking rock stars in my eyes. Please urge people to come follow the account. Please urge them to listen. Tell them that times are about to get even bleaker than they are right now. Things are about to change. Now, I keep being asked, is there hope in the end? And I want to say this for all of you to hear, okay? I wouldn't do this if I didn't think unequivocally that there was hope. I wouldn't do this if I didn't think that change for the better is coming. There's just a lot that we have to go through to get to that, and it's going to take a concerted effort to get it done. Now, I want to point a couple things out. The screen has changed for the podcast. The TikTok, those are the 2 TikTok accounts. Please go follow them, especially the Angry American, because I'm trying to get to 1,000. Because, the other one's close to 100K. It is going to be taken down. One wrong move, it'll be taken down. There is a donate button. I can't urge this enough, especially now. This is self-funded, and we are trying to grow this. I urge you all, if you can, please show your support for this. I don't ask for money. I'm not that guy. I'm asking you, if you can support us, please show your support. We are trying to reach the masses. It is time that people wake up and not take this shit anymore. I'm telling you, what is coming, all intertwined, and this is not a conspiracy. Don't even try to label me with that conspiracy theorist tag, because it's not. What is coming is fundamental change, and it is not for the better, and it is not for the free. Until next time, I'm the Angry American, saying God bless you, God bless our troops, God bless America. I hope there are brighter days soon. That is for sure.
So enigmatic and charismatic, gotta live static, gotta get at it, never pragmatic, cause we live tragic. I can't live average, to be alive's magic. Turn it up in the back cause I'm grabbing everything I want, get in my way and I'm stabbing. I'll be moving crowds till I'm 6 feet napping. They need another fix, hooked on like an addict. I got my eyes on the prize and it's changing lives. I wanna live till I die, make a difference, right? I wanna give those in need a reason to fight. I wanna live every day like it's my last night. I wanna change how we play the game, rearrange all the pieces till they say my name, push an agenda against doing what they say. I wanna stand up and start a revolution. I wanna start a revolution.